Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Eric Werner. This is 8-Bit Generation X, where the worlds of professional wrestling and old school video games collide. Get ready as we power up and take a dive into a pixelated view of everything from the golden era till now. That was the overdramatic, epic opening. Hope you all liked it. All right, first things first, let's mash those buttons. Like, subscribe, share. You know what? You could also check us out on Instagram at 8-Bit Generation X for some bonus content. All right, for who I am, I'm just a guy who loves professional wrestling and have been a fan for my entire life. Now, I'm old school, getting up there in years. My fandom started in the 80s. Early 80s, all right? And I was the target audience of the WWE my entire life. When I was a little kid watching Saturday morning cartoons, there it was. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, an amazing old school cartoon. Taught me everything I needed to know about stereotypes, all right? If you've never seen it, there's episodes on YouTube, check it out, all right? I ate my Hulk Hogan vitamins. I was watching Hogan fight monster after monster. The Ultimate Warrior running down like a crazy man. You know, Randy Savage. Sometimes we loved him, sometimes we hated him. George the Animal Steel would eat turnbuckles and throw it in people's faces. These characters were larger than life. They were living cartoon characters. And I was hooked. And I would get all I could get my hands on. I'd get the lunchboxes. I'd get the t-shirts, the posters, the action figures. I got most of them still. They're right behind me. LJN, we'll do a whole episode and do a deep dive on the LJN toy line as well. But anyway, all childhood, I was hooked. Saturday mornings, Superstars, Challenge. I did not leave my TV until those shows were over. Then my day would start. But you know what? I got older, you know, and these cartoon these wrestlers just didn't appeal to me as much. And then, boom, the new generation, the Diesel, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. You know, now they're the face that runs the place. And you know what? They delivered. The new generation gets a lot of a bad rap, I think. But you know what? The main events of all their pay-per-views, with a few exceptions, delivered. All right, the undercard, you could have done without it. Some of the lower mid-card characters were less than memorable, let's say that. But you know what? The main event delivered. Bret Hart, his work during the New Generation era, no one can touch it. Shawn Michaels coming into his own, all right? But you know what? I outgrew that, I felt. I'm getting older. I'm a teenager. I'm in my early 20s. I'm drinking beer. I'm chasing ladies. I'm causing trouble. I'm raising hell. And guess what? Vince Russo, thank you so much, because he brings in the Attitude Era and mirrors my life exactly, right? We have Stone Cold out there drinking beers, causing ruckus. You know, they say everybody wants to beat their boss up. Well, Stone Cold did on a weekly basis, right? You know what? The ladies come out. Sable, Trish, Lita, all of them. Chef's kiss, Terry. I'm not going to forget about you. All right? But you know what? I get older as well. Got to start wanting something more realistic, I feel. And guess what? The Ruthless Aggression Era comes out. John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton. You know, Triple H with Evolution. JBL. They bring in the whole new era. And you know what? Loved it. Ruthless Aggression Era, sometimes, you know, looked back on is not as great as the other eras. It still holds up. It's great. Super Cena in his prime, you know, thumbs up for him, chef's kiss. I get even older from that. Now I'm having a career. I'm having kids. And now the PG era comes in, right? Perfect, because now my kid gets hooked. And now, again, target audience goes from me to him, but I'm still a parent spending my money with a smile on my face. All right. Now this era, if you want to call it the Netflix era or the Triple H era or the post Vince McMahon era, better than ever. You know, WrestleMania around the corner, can't wait. All right. So At this same time, video games evolved almost exactly the same way. You know, they had the original Atari on a black and white TV in my bedroom, believe it or not. That's how old I am. And then the 2600 comes up, and it's a little more advanced, and you thought that was amazing. But guess what? Boom! One of the biggest pop culture icons of all time gets released. The Nintendo Entertainment System. The NES, the original Nintendo, right? Now, if I'm not watching wrestling, I'm glued to that TV, playing all the Mario games, running on the Power Pad, playing Duck Hunt. The list of games goes on, and we'll do deep dives into all of my old favorites. But you know what? Out comes the Sega as well, and then out comes the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, the Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, on and on and on. Yeah, my son has a PS5 now, and it's okay. I have fun playing WWE 2K with him, but you know what? It's not the same. I prefer my old school video games. I still have my Nintendo. I still have a Genesis. I have access to an Atari on occasion. So we're going to be doing deep dives into those video games as well. And occasionally, you'll meet my son Camden as I try to beat him in WWE 2K on the rare occasion I can. Not too often though, unfortunately. I'll also be taking questions. I'll be taking emails, text messages. Please leave comments, suggest topics, ask questions, and I'll respond to most, if not all of them. We do have an email from dstanky666@gmail.com, and he asks, what was your first live event that you ever went to? It's a great question, brother. Thanks for sending it. I remember my first live show was at the old Boston Garden. It was back in the year of 1988. Again, that's how old I am. And I remember some of the big matches. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. He actually defended the WWE Championship against Bad News Brown, one of the most underrated heels of all time. Triple H, if you're listening, put that man into the Hall of Fame. Bad News Brown definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, way ahead of his time. But anyway, Savage won the title. He held on. Believe the match ended in disqualification. But what I even thought weird back then was that didn't close the show. The main event was the Big Boss Man taking on the immortal Hulk Hogan in a giant steel cage. Now, this is the old school steel cage that was blue, that had giant rectangle holes. Anyway, that match was a bloody mess. Both Hogan and Boss Man were bleeding tremendously. Hogan won. He got out of the steel cage, and then he even beat up Slick after. And again, Hogan posed, and the show. There were other matches. I remember Ted DiBiase and Hercules. I can even remember some of the early matches. I believe we had a guy named the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. He took on the Brooklyn Brawler. I believe the Young Stallions, Paul Roma and Jim Powers. They got beat up pretty badly by Demolition. That was what I can remember. But yeah, the old Boston Garden, man, that was a place. If you know, you know. If anyone out there is from this area and you've been to the old garden, it had a smell. And believe it or not, I miss that smell. It was, even though it was 1988, you thought that you were in a building, you thought you were in 1940. The building was old. You can look up and you can see the banners from the Celtics and the Bruins and all the retired numbers. And you swear they just had a little tint of nicotine stains from all the cigarettes that were being smoked in the garden all those years. Because back then, if you went to a wrestling show, even in the 80s, you were surrounded by a cloud of smoke. it just smelled like stale beer, piss, cigarettes, and decades of it. But you know what? The place was amazing. So that was my first live event. I've been to pay-per-views galore, and we'll do deep dives into all of them. The last event I did go to at the Boston Garden was in 1993, and that was the Survivor Series. I actually got on camera, and we'll do a deep dive into that show as well, and I'll show you the picture then. But thank you for that question, dstanky666@gmail.com. Please send more in. I am going to end every show with a little clip of me playing an old school video game. So please check out this 1980s classic. It was originally released on the original Sega, right? Not the Genesis, just the Sega. And it's called Alter Beast. It is such an underrated game. And I only had access playing it up at my buddy JoJo's house, JoJo B. Few houses up, I would walk up there and, be like, Joe, what's up? Hey, let's play the Sega. And first game he'd want to put in, Alter Beast. So check out this old school video game. That's going to wrap us up for this episode. Check us out next time where we're going to do a little more of a deep dive into WrestleMania season. All right. Hope you enjoy Alter Beast. Level 1 of Alter Beast. Check out this classic. This game was available to 2 players as well, so you got 2 dudes rising from our grave. But here we go. A little kick. And as you power up, you get a little more diesel every time. Here comes a little big wolf here. To get it. I know you young people are thinking, this is so slow. Listen. It's all strategy here. It's all about timing. You see? Look, this guy's getting... That wolf is killing me. Walking through a graveyard here. Played this game when I'm 9 years old. Didn't do any psychological damage to me or anything. Alright, these birds or whatever, they get me. Power up! Get away from this. Power up. No. That wolf is gonna get me. I gotta get that power up. Check this out. Beast mode, kid. Now everything is a little easier. Check that out. Nothing. A little more power. Alright, I think it's boss battle time. Sensing it. It's been a while since I played this. You would think, since I'm showing you how to practice run, but well confusing, right? Come on.
Welcome to your doom.
I remember that. Alright, now you... What's this? Cyclops? Yep. Oh, some horned monster. Just gonna throw all these things. Beast mode for the heads, but punch him. There it is. Got a bam bam, a couple shots in. Three of it that time. Aha! And now this weird head here, floating head steals my power. But you know what? Yeah, just go into the portal. A little extra creepy for you. Just so I'm about to get their throat slit. And now I'm in the swamp. Got these little cobras.
Power up.
Jesus Christ, snakes are coming from the ground.
Power up.
This guy just shows up, throwing a little electricity at me, but then he just runs away. Oh! And I'm dead. Alright, Ultra Beast made it halfway through level 2, then died. Alright, thanks for tuning in.